I know that you're here because there's something in it for you, and that's okay. I'm here because there's something in it for me, and that's kind of the whole point of YouTube. I was recently asked if I would share some tips to somebody who is just starting a new YouTube channel, and I'm here to say I can tell you what I've done to get where I'm at, but I've got a long ways to go. What would I do if I was starting over today or if I was starting fresh? That's what we're going to talk about. It's a Talk About It Tuesday, and I'm here to answer that question for one of our channel viewers. I'm Mike, and you're watching My Car Shop. I think the number one thing I would do is go to the Jethro Bodine School of Film and learn how to only make blockbusters and hits. Not really. So I started my YouTube channel with the one purpose of just sharing what I do, sharing it with my family, but also sharing it for others who might be interested. At that time, I didn't have any idea what I was doing. And so while the premise of my channel has not really changed, my purpose is to share what I'm doing. And I've added to that to give you something that you can take away and apply directly into your shop if you should so choose. There are some things that if I was starting out today, I would do differently. So let's talk about that. There are a million YouTube videos out there on how to succeed on YouTube. And quite frankly, most of them are just people who are succeeding on YouTube because they're telling people how to succeed on YouTube. It's like writing a book on how to get rich by selling books to people about how to get rich. It's all pointless. I have spent so many hours of my life watching all of that crap, and it got me nowhere. So let me give you the things that I have found up to this point on my channel that have made a difference. Number one, be genuine. People can smell a fake a mile away. Being genuine is, I think, very important. Just be who you are. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be like vulnerable or transparent, but still being authentic, I think, is very, very important. Just sharing honestly what you're working on and how you're working on it, and as much as possible, not covering things up, sharing the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think people can resonate with that, and they can appreciate that kind of honesty. Along with that, try not to come across as some kind of authority on whatever it is you're doing, even if you are. I've fallen into that trap a few times, and I don't know. I think just sharing what we know with humility is more important than standing in some kind of authority. And you're just, I don't know. Again, it goes back to that authenticity thing. So I think that's important. This one goes right along with the ethos of the channel. Have fun. If you're not having fun doing this, why are you doing it? If you're only doing it for the potential of the money, you're going to quickly lose your enthusiasm. The money will come in time, probably, but if that's the only reason you're here, you're probably not even going to make it to 1,000 subscribers on your channel before you give up, because it's not a get rich quick thing. If you're really going to be serious about doing YouTube, it's a long game. If you're really going to be serious about generating a significant income stream on YouTube, it is a lot of hard work. So along with that is consistency. I know that I'm a little bit of a glutton for punishment because I do 3 episodes a week. We do 3 episodes a week every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday right here on MKS. That's more of a me thing than anything. Releasing that many episodes doesn't really hurt anything as far as the performance of videos, with a few exceptions. I actually today have another video going viral, and if I was to release another similar video right now to that, that could hurt the viral performance on that one. But if I was to release one, which I am tomorrow, releasing a hands-on episode that is a completely different subject matter from the viral video, that actually won't hurt. That actually can help. So, you got to understand a few things like that, but all that information is out there. Go to Gemini if you want to understand some basics of success on YouTube. Just do some homework. I admit I've spent a lot of time trying to understand the algorithm, which I don't think that's that important. Yes, understanding some basics of how the algorithm works, but people are obsessed about the algorithm when it's really more about some other things that we're going to talk about right now. The algorithm is basically a marketing tool. That's all it is. It's a tool that looks at your videos and says who might be interested in watching this. So it's our job as YouTubers to give the algorithm the information it needs to find that audience. The algorithm is impersonal. It doesn't care. It's just a machine taking the information that we give it and spreading it out to people who may be interested in watching your video. So a couple of things, good thumbnails that are easy to read. People tend to make complicated thumbnails that are hard to read. You need to remember, you need to be able to read it at a glance when it's this big, right? Most people watch YouTube on a mobile device, and if the thumbnail has all kinds of complicated text and pictures to make it make sense, it doesn't stand out. You need bold stuff that's going to stand out and grab people's attention. The second thing is titles. Don't be redundant between your thumbnail and your title. So if it says new car 26, then over here you don't want your title to say new car 26. You may want to say understanding new features in the current model year or something like that. A terrible, terrible title, but you get my point. Terrible ideas. That's just to give you the point. And then in your description, make sure that you're very descriptive of exactly what the video is. There's nothing wrong with clickbait as long as the bait is what is delivered. Okay, so if your clickbait is, hey, see all the sexy girls, and then you take them to a male strip club. Okay, that's a terrible illustration. That is clickbait for the wrong purpose, right? Your clickbait needs to convey the truth of what is there and not be deceptive. Another thing is don't be overly sensational or dramatic. You want it to be something that people are curious about and definitely have a curiosity enough to click, but you don't want it to be like, world is ending next week, and the video has nothing to do with that, or it's a way over exaggeration of what that is. So again, it goes back to that authenticity thing. Learn your hashtags, understand SEO, search engine optimization, which means giving the YouTube algorithm what it needs in the video description to know how to find that audience. So if you're doing like I am, DIY, fabrication, classic car, budget builds, things like that, those are all keywords. And I change those every video. A lot of them are common, but I really try to find those SEO optimization words to fit whatever the video is going to be about, to try to find that audience, because while the algorithm remembers who it succeeded with last time and it will go to those people, if you feed it different information, it's also going to be looking for a potential new audience. You don't have to have the best thumbnails. You don't have to have the best titles. You don't have to have the best descriptions. You don't even have to have the best video quality or the best audio quality, but you want to be reasonable in all of that. Shaky camera, that's really bad. That makes people seasick. My wife is extremely sensitive to that. We watch a lot of stuff on YouTube together, and if something's shaky, she says, shut it off, it's going to make me sick, or she has to close her eyes. So be real careful about steady, slow camera movements. Don't make people seasick. Don't be doing this kind of stuff with your camera. Audio quality. I use microphones. I highly encourage that. I only film with a phone. I have a whole episode on how I do my filming and editing process. I don't believe in spending any money on this stuff. I do it with decent equipment that is available for little to no cost. Some of it I have, some of it I've purchased, some of it's been donated. I just use an iPhone with these microphones, and I edit everything in iMovie, and that's it. I create my thumbnails in Adobe Express on my phone. Remember that on YouTube, you're here to tell a story, okay? Whatever that story is. My story usually is come and hang out with me in the shop. For today, we're going to work on this. In a recent episode, we painted this little piece because I was struggling with energy and motivation. And every time I come out here now, I see that, and it enthuses me to keep after this project that I need to get done in a few short months for my wife. There's a lot of episodes on this. Sometimes it's some other little thing that we do, but it's always coming out here, and the theme of my channel is to hang out with me in the shop and do whatever it is that we're going to work on today. We want to make it safe, we want to make it done, and we want to have fun. That's the point of my channel. Not everybody is an eloquent speaker. I do have an advantage in that because I've traveled all over the world teaching and training for years. I have a huge amount of on-camera experience in other genres in real life. I have a huge amount of experience speaking in front of people. Like I said, I have traveled all over the world teaching and training. I've been on video hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of hours in other realms. So I'm used to being in front of the camera more than most people. So for those who don't have that, I'm not scripted here. I'm just talking off the top of my head. Do what you need to do to be clear and concise. You don't have to be an eloquent speaker. Talk like you're talking to a friend. You don't want to be talking down to anybody. Be yourself and just be honest again in your communication. If you need to recut something, do it. I'm pretty good at not having to, but that again goes back to experience more than anything. But sometimes when you're talking to the camera like this, it happened twice in this video where I started to say something and I got tongue-tied and I had to delete that and start over again. Just make sure that it's conversational and that people understand what it is you're trying to communicate. The best way to do that, have somebody else watch your preview of your video before you publish it and make sure that it makes sense and they can understand it, that the audio is good. And that's another thing I meant to mention. Watch some of the big YouTube stuff that's really successful in your niche. So this is an automotive channel. Everybody watching this is probably automotive. But watch some of the big guys, how they do their videos. Vice Grip Garage, for example. Iron Trap Garage is another one that I like to watch. I don't get time to watch hardly anybody else's channels. I haven't watched Vice Grip in years. But they have higher quality because they've been doing it a long time and they're multi-million subscriber channels. See how your stuff compares. Sometimes I find that my video quality and audio quality is better than some of the big guys. Not always. But it just helps me keep things in perspective to see what other people are doing on YouTube, make sure my audio levels are comparable, that kind of stuff. Not to go too far into the marketing world, but really decide what your product is for your channel. Now, product doesn't mean what you're selling. In marketing, that's a commodity. A product is the feeling that you're trying to convey. So at my car shop, we have a couple of them. It's empowerment and it is encouragement. Those are a couple of our products here. I want to empower people and encourage people that they don't have to swallow all of the bilge that's out there in the car community about how they're supposed to do things, that they can think outside the box. And then both through Talk About It Tuesdays and hands-on, we demonstrate how to build cars for pennies on the dollar, to use what's laying at your feet, even to find shop equipment like we have around here, to think outside the box and do things differently. Because again, at the end of the day, it's about making it safe, making it done, and having fun. Making it done and having fun are two things I really strive with the channel. I try to have a huge margin on my release schedule, and there's a reason for that. Because I do release 3 episodes a week, and I have for over 5 years. We're in our 6th season right now here on MKS. I couldn't handle if I had to be out here on Monday trying to get a video done and edited and published to be out on Tuesday. I'd quit doing YouTube, honestly. Even if I was doing one a week, I couldn't do it. If I had to be out here on Thursday trying to get a video done in preparation for a Friday release, I couldn't take the stress of that. But especially because I do 3 episodes a week, I have to have a 4, 6, even 8-week margin on my releases. So what I'm filming right now is for sometime in February. I've got most of my hands-on episodes done in February. This one's probably going to be the 10th of February, I'm guessing. And this today is the 23rd of January. So normally I'm a little bit further out, but Talk About It Tuesdays don't stress me as much because I usually film a bunch of those in a short amount of time. The hands-on ones are the ones that take the time, and I'm finishing up the month of February on my Friday, Sunday episodes. Right now, I'll be done with that this weekend and we start filming for March. I need that margin. It helps me keep the big picture in mind. And then life happens. I'm still catching up from Thanksgiving and Christmas when I was down to, I only had 5 episodes in the queue. That's why I have that, because when life happens, I know I don't have to worry about it. It's not stressing me. Well, it is, but not to the point of I'm not going to get something out this week. If you are only wanting to do YouTube for the sake of fun, and you're just going to put stuff out whenever you feel like it and you don't care about growing the channel, that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I have some bigger picture goals with the shop and where I'm going with the channel. And I've been working hard at it for those reasons. You have to make those decisions on what is it I'm doing this for? Why do I want to do this? I use it to keep me motivated. To keep me motivated on getting these projects done. I have 13 projects we're working on. Almost all of them are here on the channel, various stages. And the pressure, I say that loosely, the pressure of got to get more content filmed, edited, and published keeps me getting out there in the shop and getting after it. But try not to be too random, because if you come to a shop like mine, which is mostly Mopar, not all, we have some GM, we have some Ford sort of here, mostly Mopar. If all of a sudden I started doing content on how to grow corn in my garden, by the way, we have a channel for homesteading. If I started doing that, it confuses the algorithm. It confuses the viewers. Like, this is supposed to be a hot rod shop. What are we doing growing corn? You see what I mean? So try to figure out what your niche is and what your purpose is. There are some people who have a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is about one car. I think that's great. My question always is, when that car's done, then what? Okay, so think a little bigger picture. Where do you want to go with the channel? When you're done with this specific thing you're doing, where are you going with that? You know, and here at this shop, I try to stay focused on the 13 projects. I do work for other people occasionally. We do machine shop work because we have a full machine shop here. And we get new pieces of equipment. We did an episode last year on a tire changer. We just did one a few weeks ago on a new bandsaw that I got. I got some other cool stuff coming too, so hint, hint, stick around for that. But it's also about equipping the shop. So, you know, my channel is not just about how to do the work and what you can take and apply to your project, but it's also about how you can equip your shop with equipment that is little to no cost. This video has been like a 30,000 foot overview with a fire hose, and I know that there's a lot of information packed in there. There's a lot of stuff I probably have glossed over or I haven't thought about. But I think just spending a little time thinking about where you're going with it, what your intention is, how you're not going to allow yourself to get discouraged. I mean, if you think you're going to come out and film 6 videos and get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours and be monetized in 3 months, that I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I've had that happen in one video. I've gotten well over my 1,000 subscribers and well over my 4,000 watch hours just in one video. Took me over 5 years for that to happen. I already had my 4,000 watch hours and my 1,000 subscribers by then. But the point is, don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for unrealistic expectations. YouTube is not a fast-growing thing anymore. Maybe it used to be. Remember, in nature, anything that grows fast dies fast. So if you're going to do it, I'm not trying to be a discouragement here. I'm just being realistic to say, don't set your goals on it. It happened today. I went to the bank and I was chit-chatting with the gal as I was making a withdrawal, and I took some cash and I said, yep. I said, I always try to get my YouTube revenue out of my account as quickly as possible so it doesn't get spent on stupid stuff. Oh, you're a YouTuber? Oh, I would love to do that. I said, and all I said was, it's fun, but it's a lot of hard work. And that's the bottom line. It's fun, but it is a lot of hard work. And the last thing, you got to have a thick skin, because there are a lot of flaming ashtrays who come in, keyboard warriors who come in and just rip you to shreds for what you do, how you do it, how you name it. I was just criticized for audio quality because I had a video where my audio quality was not as good as it could be sometimes. I had some glitches. Anything that can be criticized will be criticized. You've seen my cats here probably. I had somebody recently criticize me for starving my cats. Now, how in the hell do they know that watching a 10-minute video? But you got to have thick skin. So, you know, think of that old saying, I'm rubber and you're glue, and whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. I don't know. All right, I need to quit. That's going to do it for this one. Drop your questions down there. I'll try to answer them. I'm sitting here with 5,000 subs on my channel, okay? I'm not sitting here as some massively successful YouTuber, but I was asked, and I take questions like that very seriously. I can only share what I know with my channel based upon what I've done to get to this point and having had a couple videos that went viral. So that'll do it. We'll catch you on the next one. And don't forget, it's important.